sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good evening. Welcome to the first Sunday surgery of the 2020-2021 campaign with myself, Jason. Steve-O's sleeping as he's working early hours of the morning tomorrow. So yes, you are with me, and hopefully we can get some awesome calls on today, discussing key points about what happened in this game week. I hope you guys are all doing well, had a really good weekend. There has obviously been a few surprise results in this game week. We'll start off, let's refresh this. We'll start off with obviously yesterday, casting your mind back to the Fulham-Arsenal game. Arsenal comfortably beating Fulham there 3-0. Bamiyang getting on the score sheet. Lacazette 2 with Gabriel, the new signing in the centre-back there for Arsenal. Some people saying he's the new Sol Campbell. Not quite sure yet. And Willian, namely, getting the 3 assists. So well done anyone that owns Willian. Congratulations. Shame if Bamiyang picked up a yellow card in that game, but I didn't captain him, so it's all good. Moving on then to the second game, which was Crystal Palace Southampton. First real shock of the game week, really, that one, where we saw Zaha get the only goal of the game. Crystal Palace looked really, really good. Really well drilled. Roy Hodgson, 10 out of 10. A lot of people were pretty much writing off Palace's chances in that game. A lot of people like myself own Danny Ings. He was pretty much anonymous. So yes, Walker Peters there with the yellow card. McCarthy not quite enough to get the save point there, but yeah, disappointing from that point of view. But then we move on into the Liverpool Leeds game, where it was a bit of a thriller, 4-3 thriller. Both teams had shoddy defences in that game. To be honest with you, Liverpool very lucky to get away with a win. I think Leeds battled really hard in that game, and of course Salah getting the hat-trick there in that was the main talking point. Bamford, Cleach, Harrison. Harrison looked pretty damn good in that game, I'm not going to lie. Van Dijk from the corner as well, from Robertson. People with triple Liverpool defence going to be really disappointed with that. But Trent Alexander-Arnold, was he missing? Yes, he was. Is he a little bit hungover? Are people looking to get rid of him? We'll find out in a moment when we take some calls on. West Ham then as well, Newcastle. Lots of people going with the Newcastle win in that game. West Ham did get beaten in the end in second half. Goals from Hendrick and Wilson, the new signings. Wilson looks like he could definitely kick on well. I know he's a popular asset over the last few seasons for Bournemouth. Could he be that popular asset? Hello, Luke Savage. Thank you so much for that subscribe button, buddy. Yes, and then we move on to today's games. West Brom Leicester, in a game which, to be honest with you, was rubbish, to be honest with you. The first half, not much happened. Both teams unable to keep possession in midfield. Both teams relatively well defending. West Brom, in the end, did capitulate. It was Bartley who took out Vardy. Initially, it was a Castagna header. And then Bartley taking out Vardy for the first penalty. And then James Justin being tripped for the second. Pratt and Justin getting the assist there. Justin getting a yellow card, picking that up. But yes, 2 penalties for Vardy meant that my captaincy did come through. So I'm really, really appreciative of that. That he could convert those penalties. Moving down to the game that we just had a minute ago. Everton. In a game where I said, and a lot of people have said, that they don't want to go anywhere near Spurs. There was a big appeal in the likes of Doherty switching from Wolves to Spurs, whether it be that attacking player that we all know and love. And of course, then we had Son and Ali being talked up about in the midfield by a lot of FPL managers. Essentially, big letdown. We've been here before, guys. I don't even know what you can say, to be honest with you. This is Spurs. You need to realise that Spurs and FPL, they don't always go together that well. Everton with a deserving victory there. Calvert-Lewin with the goal. Virginia with the assist. By all accounts, I didn't watch the game, but from what I've been told from the guys in Discord and reading up on it, it was pretty much a midfield bolstering that we saw with Everton. The midfield bossed it. Allen was man of the match. Apparently, also Rodriguez played very, very well in that game, and Calvert-Lewin with a header, I believe, that to put it away. Lots of people going in on Jose Mourinho, taking, I believe he took off Ali quite early in that game as well. You have your opinions. Please feel free to call in and tell me what your thoughts are on that Spurs game, especially if you're a Spurs fan. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Obviously, tomorrow night, we've got the big game there. Brighton, Chelsea, lots of people with Werner, people with Havertz, people with Pulisic, maybe defensive options as well there, but Sheffield United, Wolves as well. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how many players people have got left. I've got 2 players left. I think the average is 2 players. It's been a game week of penalties. Shrenik is right. I want to say hello to everyone in chat. We're going to be doing an hour stream tonight because I've got time to spend with the wife tonight. Penalties everywhere. Got Digne. Well, perhaps chose him over Doherty. Well done to you, Harry Dawson. You chose wisely. Got Pulisic and Werner left. Well done, Tobias. 3 for Rad Lad. 5 players left for Dread FPL. Nice. Is that one of them your captain? Everton looked really good. Allen, game changer for them. Doherty was very attacking. He had one-on-one with Pickford. Josie is the best manager ever. If Simeone, someone can fix them, it would be him. Well, let's get some Spurs fans on and talk about Jose Mourinho. Is he the man for Spurs? Justin was really good. He was really good. I was very impressed with James Justin. Apparently Justin looked really bad, didn't he? No, he didn't. Tobias, he didn't. Took out Ings and Martial. Thoughts? If you haven't got any other issues in your team, then that's fine. As long as you didn't take a -4 for it. Poor start for me, said Zaid Ali. Yeah, that's just, the thing is, you're going to have good game weeks, you're going to have bad game weeks. Unfortunately, game week 1, if you have a bad game week on game week 1, you feel extra bad because, of course, it's a fresh start and you just see the rank. You might be 1.3 million, you won't be 1.5 million, you might be 2 million. Honestly, don't let it get to you. It's literally the start of the game. Vardy did nothing. Very lucky to get 2 penalties. Well, he was fouled for the first one, which was rightly a foul. So there was no luck involved in that. Bartley decided to take him out. For whatever reason, you'll have to ask Bartley. Maybe he thought Harvey Barnes was going to cut it back to him and he would slot it away. I don't know. Yes, James Justin did get fouled and Vardy's the penalty taker. So there's no... I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like these penalties were... one of these VAR shockers that we've seen last year. These were Stonewall penalties. And ultimately, you put in a penalty taker for that reason. He might not do anything in open play, but there's always that chance of a penalty. So you can say it's luck, but you can also put it down to the fact that he's a player that takes penalties. Spam P. No. Let's not spam P. The moderators, you feel free to time out anyone that spams P in the chat. Please. Thank you. Show points. I'll show you my points. It's fine. I'm currently sitting on 77 points with 2 to play. I've got Werner playing tomorrow and I've got Vinagre playing tomorrow. Steve-O video. Yeah, I saw the Steve-O video. I reacted to it on the stream. I haven't really got a lot to say about it, to be honest with you. It's, when you're feeling emotional after a game week and you say things, I think you'll wake up tomorrow and you'll be fine. To be honest with you, it's just his way of venting. Lots of people do it different ways. Some people go for walks. Some people spend time with the family. Some people play video games. Some people shout about it. Steve is one of those people that want to express himself. And to be honest, it's good. It's a good way of getting rid of it. As long as it doesn't affect you mentally, it's a good way of getting rid of it. I had Rodriguez and Richarlison, says Ewick in the chat. Nice. Hello, Joe Page. Good game week. Vardy clutch for you. He did. Right, so we get here. Tonight, the whole purpose of the show is to get some callers on to talk about the game weeks. We've got a few people in the waiting room ready. We're going to jump straight to it and we're going to talk to them about their teams. I'm just going to quickly prepare something before we do so. Guys, if you're in the waiting room, please be ready to post your screenshots of your teams so I can bring them up on the screen. So let's quickly just grab that. Like that. So the first guest on tonight is Sean. Sean C. Sean, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear me, dude?
You alright, Jace? How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I know you've been in Hangouts today. It's been a very interesting game week 1, hasn't it, Sean?
It has been a very interesting game week 1. For me, especially watching the Liverpool game was very, very interesting. Looking forward to tomorrow. Looking forward to see how Havertz and Werner do. Quite confident.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you're confident. I mean, away at Brighton, what Brighton will turn up?
It depends. If it's the Brighton that turn up defensively against Man City after the restart, it could be 4 or 5. I think for Chelsea, it will mainly be whether they turn up as to whether they win, more than whether Brighton turn up, in my opinion.
You've tripled up on Liverpool. I think we had a conversation about that, and I said that it was a risk. I didn't see Liverpool keeping many clean sheets in their first 5-6 game weeks. However, I did note that you had Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they're not really classed as defenders per se. Are you happy with the 3 defenders going forward?
Yeah, because the going forward, it's part of my set and forget. So it's not players that I'm looking to bring out. So having the 3 of them there, it just saves me transfers for when I want to bring them in later. So as much as it's not worked out for me Saturday, and it's probably not going to do anything for me against Chelsea or Arsenal really, it's looking to get them in before the fixture swing and like before Liverpool settle. And I got lucky that Robertson and Van Dijk linked for the corner, and possibly could have had another one had Curtis Jones not been an absolute idiot and fouled somebody. So it could change the week from there. I like my Callum Wilson pick as well. I'm glad he started. He looked good. And I've got Rashford on the bench to come in next week for Mitchell, so I'm not.
Mate, it's looking good. Yeah, it's looking good. I'm not. I mean, I'm a straight talking person, and I'm trying to pick fault in that team. I'm just thinking now, like, you're going to be benching Mitchell, you're going to be playing Rashford. You've got a great team for the next game week. Wilson's looking good. You're ahead of the curve on him. You got Werner and Havertz to play tomorrow. You expect them to get you some point returns. You got Ramsdale as well there in between the sheets. Between the sticks. There we go. Aubameyang captain. How are you feeling?
I'm just happy he returned. To be honest, it's as much as it would have been, say, nice to have had Salah for his hat-trick or Birdio for his 2. It's nice for me. The one thing about fantasy is that it can ruin your week if your captain doesn't return. And so knowing that he's returned is enough for me to start the season. I started last season with 2.2 million rank, I think it was, and still ended up at 48k. So I'm not too concerned about that. Had he blanked, I'd be sitting there a bit more concerned. But he's got West Ham next week. He'll have the armband again next week for West Ham, and I will look to really hopefully capitalise on how poor West Ham looked against Newcastle. How
many games are going to have to go by where Liverpool don't keep a clean sheet before you change from your set and forget with those triple up of Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk and Robertson? And also, if Salah does get another break, say another double point haul next week, and Liverpool maybe Liverpool don't keep a clean sheet, is that really how many games are you going to give it before you have to start admitting that your plan is backfiring?
Well, my plan going into the start of the season was to wildcard either week 5 or week 6, because that's when the transfer window ends. So I will probably, if it's not working, we'll probably look to then say, do you know what, fair enough, and move off of it from there. And then if it starts to work, I can go back. But that was always the plan, to maybe know that it's going to take a hit first or 2 weeks and then move forward from there. But it's the plan I've had, so I'm not gonna. I'm not one of those to knee-jerk a transfer out just because they conceded 3 to Leeds. They could go to Chelsea next weekend and keep a clean sheet, and Trent and Robertson could score, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting there with like 40 points from them. So
Sean, what's your points on at the moment?
44. With
44 with 3 to play. You've got Rashford coming on next week. You've got a plan. You're sticking with your plan. You're not panicking like I've seen other people's do. I've seen other people taking players out who haven't even had chance to prove themselves yet. I'm talking like, what is people taking Trent out? What is with that? That's madness. People taking out Mitrovic already. I mean, he didn't even start the game.
No, and that's why I've not looked there, because his fixtures as well. Everybody before he got benched was going, he's not playing against Arsenal. He's got Arsenal. We're not expecting much against Arsenal.
Exactly.
So I don't understand that. Trent is another mad one. He scored over 200 points last season. You're not going to get that from anybody at that price in midfield or attack.
He'll do the same again this season.
He could do.
He probably will. He'll get 200 plus points this season.
Yeah, and
the thing is, it's a set. Almost that price point. Alexander-Arnold, he had an off game. He had a massively off game, but he's not going to play like this every week. Barring a very unfortunate events. I mean, that would be that's just an off game, and you just guarantee the people getting rid of Alexander-Arnold now are going to be they're going to rue it in the few weeks' time.
Last season, I took out Trent just before the double game week, and I think then the week after the the blank game week, for when they had the World Cup last year, and then he had the Leicester Boxing Day game, and I was looking to bring him in about a week before, but decided to leave it for the Leicester game, after the Leicester game, and then he scored 24 points in the Leicester game, and then I'm sitting there with egg on my face. So
yeah,
I don't understand why people are taking him out yet.
I do, because people are seeing scores posted by other FPL managers, and they're feeling like they need a piece of the pie, and they're chasing those points that other people have got from those players. Come on, for anyone that's played FPL for at least one season, you know that it's a game of patience. It's a game. I mean, I've been guilty of making mistakes and transferring players out too early. I've been taking -12s, -16s. Okay, it's very, very rarely does it pay off.
Yeah, I took 100 points worth of hits last season.
Yeah.
So most of them didn't turn out too well. So I'm not going to panic and take any hits unnecessarily.
Definitely.
I'm going to wait and just use my free transfers until I can get to my wild card, and then
Sean,
assess with my wild card. So
Sean, you're talking a lot of sense, Sean. You're talking a lot of sense. I like the fact that you've had a very average game week, but you're not panicking. You know, with all due respect, you know, you could have easily, you know, thrown the towel in with a couple of those players and knee-jerked them out. But you've got Rashford in there. You've a head start there on him. I like the look of Rashford going forward. I like, because obviously now he's reclassified as a midfielder. I like the I like the Martial as well. Martial pick. People looking to bring in Bruno as well. I mean, you're going to be ahead of him in that Rashford sense. And yeah, stick with your plan, man.
If it doesn't work, then that's when you reassess with the wildcard.
If it doesn't work, you had a plan. At least you had a plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not like you're flying blind.
And some plans work and some plans don't. It's how you then dust yourself off and kick back and go again.
Absolutely, Sean. I look forward to speaking to you next week when you've had a killer score, man.
Hopefully so. Let's hope
Cheers,
that it work. But if not, then I come back and I reassess again.
It is what it is, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It is.
Can go well for you one week, it can go badly for you the next. So you always just got to keep looking forward.
There we go, guys. Listen to Sean. Be like Sean. Cheers, Sean. Take care, mate.
All right. Have a good stream.
Cheers, dude. Sean there, guys. Tripled up on Liverpool. It backfired. Obviously, Van Dijk did get the header, of course. But yes, missed out on those Salah points. But has a plan. And, you know, if he's happy with those 3 Liverpool defenders next week, it could pay off. And Salah could blank. Mane could blank again. And it's all about the defenders. Who knows? But we'll get on another caller. Got Semi-Sweet Potato. Semi-Sweet Potato, how you doing, buddy?
Hi, Jason. Okay,
what's happening, dude? What's happening, dude?
All over the place this game week, honestly. But the big story was Saka not playing to start. Well, I started the game week pretty well. Aubameyang captain goal, Tierney clean sheet. Saka not playing meant there'd be a chance I'd get Calvert-Lewin off the bench, and it turns out that's exactly what happened.
I don't know what happened there. I pressed the wrong key, but they may not have heard you. Could you say that again? Sorry.
So yeah, I had Saka who didn't play, but then Calvert-Lewin was my first sub, and as you can see, he's coming on for Saka with that goal.
Nice.
I want to talk about a couple players in the team. Bowen was always going to be a 1-week punt against Newcastle. He's already. I have a couple ideas for a replacement. I think that Callum Wilson, I'm glad I got ahead on him. It was really for me, pick one of the budget forwards and hope for the best. Hope that I chose the right one, and it seems like I've chose the right one. Mitrovic looked awful. Adams, neither. Bamford was okay. Rodrigo didn't start, but I think I've got the right one with Wilson.
Do you think that Do you think that you've taken one too many punts in that front? Those players, Havertz, Kane, and Wilson. Obviously, Wilson new to Newcastle. Kane obviously not really been in form in the Premier League for a while, and obviously under Spurs, it's always a hit and miss what you're going to get from him. And obviously Havertz, again new to Chelsea. Are you confident that these players are going to be in your team for a few game weeks still?
I'm willing to give Kane one more chance against Southampton because they played a really high line, and I think they'll be able to get a bit more space. But if he doesn't, there's Martial has Brighton game week 3, Verno has West Brom game week 3, so there are ways out. And even Aguero has a Leicester side that haven't really been tested yet. So
Mm.
there are ways out of Kane.
Yeah, so initially you got Calvert-Lewin there. You're going to be playing a 3-4-3 formation going forward after that. Thoughts on Tierney? Obviously, you're an Arsenal fan. Thoughts on Tierney and Willian?
Willian was really good. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're signing a Chelsea. We should have started Pepe," but I really like the way he brought something new to the team, something that we didn't really have for a while.
Out, that was loud. I don't know what that noise was, but
No, I'm really excited to see what Willian can do. And Tierney, again, this entire team, this whole big at the back setup, is because Tierney is quite expensive, and I actually have plans to work Digne in for next week as well. This is all a pretty short-term setup because I'm looking at a wild card in game week 5 because that's when the international break will be.
Yeah,
we'll be getting a lot of news of players flying back and potentially having to quarantine. That'll also be towards the end of the transfer window, so we could get some huge deals coming through that week. So I think that's the best time to wildcard. I'm going to be hopefully building up some team value from the likes of Wilson. I think Calvert-Lewin could go up a bit, maybe even a couple others. But then I am planning to go Trent as my only expensive defender, 4.5s across the board, and all-out attack. Now that I've had a bit more team value.
Yeah, fair enough. Final question. Are you scared of not owning Mohamed Salah after what he did the other day or yesterday?
I do think against Chelsea and Arsenal he might not be able to do as well, but he is definitely in my consideration when I wildcard.
Awesome. I like it. You're not panicking.
No.
You've had a very,
1 week at a time.
What score are you on now with Calvert-Lewin coming in for Saka?
48. So it could be worse.
Could be worse. Average.
Yeah.
But you're not panicking. The ship isn't rocking at the moment for yourself. You've got a plan. You're sticking with it.
Yeah, my team looks really good for game week 2.
That's what I like to hear, dude. What is the average at the moment? Does anyone know?
37.
37 is the average. Well,
so just slightly above it.
Yeah. Thank you, Semi, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Cheers, dude. Thank you for your work you're doing with the predictor game as well. I hear you'll be doing a few improvements to the UI on the phone. Oh, he's gone. Never mind. We got JB. We'll bring JB in. Evening, JB. How you doing?
Evening, Jace. How you doing?
I'm super. Thanks for asking, JB. We'll bring your team up on the screen. What's your first point you want to bring up?
My first point is I should have listened to you and got Vardy in.
Well, hindsight is a great thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you going to be following the main rule of FPL, and that's don't trust Spurs from now on?
I don't know. I do not know what to think with Spurs. This is I don't have a question, but a feeling is Spurs. What do I do?
Thank God you nailed your captaincy.
Oh God, yeah, I would have been.
I mean, you've got Kane in your team. Did you ever consider putting the armband on Kane at all?
No chance. I didn't like the Everton Spurs fixture at all. But my plan was always.
Why did you bring him in for the weeks ahead?
Yeah, for the weeks ahead, both of them, Davis and Kane. And my original plan was to bring Digne in for Trent second week, because of their run of fixtures. But I just don't know what to do. The Nketiah and Saka didn't work, and
yeah, I mean, you've got to be honest. We are obviously skimming over the fact you've benched Greenwood and Foden.
Yeah.
So that Nketiah and Saka is going to be Greenwood and Foden next week.
Yeah.
So essentially, your team's looking okay for next week. Barnes was actually quite feisty and quite involved for Leicester today. Very unlucky not to grab a goal. He should have scored.
Yeah, I watched the game along with you, Jay. He had 2 chances straight at the keeper. He had the one curled around the post, and then I think there was another one he missed, wasn't there?
He had his chances. I wouldn't be that worried. You sound like you're a little bit worried. Kane, who's he got next? Southampton,
yeah.
Southampton. You know, the way that they played against Palace, I wouldn't be surprised if Spurs do get a couple of goals in that game. You know, after this defeat. They're going to want to kick off and prove a point. Kane, I don't think you need to transfer him out just yet. I would probably, if I was in your shoes right now, knowing that I've got Greenwood and Foden, I'd be playing them, and I would be sticking Saka or Nketiah as my first sub to come on in preparation just in case Foden doesn't. But I do think Foden's going to play. I do actually think he'll start. And I would save a transfer and then look at switching out game week 3, seeing how Salah plays against Chelsea. He's got Arsenal afterwards. You could possibly look at bringing in maybe Sterling, maybe KDB. You haven't got that versatility in midfield like others have with the 2 premiums.
No.
But you've also got the ability to switch out from Kane, so you can downgrade Kane to maybe even Aguero by game week 3. You might find that Aguero's starting games, and you think, hang on, game week 3's here, and I'm going to bring him in because I can afford to, and then save a bit of not save for it. It's the same price, but you know what I mean. Switch out to.
I'm very much in your mindset with Aguero, Jason. If he starts getting 60-70 minutes a week, he's in. He's in. Definitely.
Yeah, probably keep hold of Salah. And Kane, if he doesn't perform against Southampton, Newcastle up next before Man United. I think the Kane pick in your team is the one to consider first before Salah for definite.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you think on Trent out?
It's not as bad as you make it sound, there, man. What score are you on at the moment?
On bringing in Mitchell's points in for Saka. Obviously, I'm on 66.
Yeah, 66 points. You don't sound so dejected, man. You hit the nail on the head with your captain.
In my head, I've got, if I didn't have Salah, I'd be on 26 points.
Yeah, but lots of people are on 26, 29, 30 points. It's the thing is, you nailed your captain. That is the thing to get right. When a player gets a hat trick, you hit the hat trick. That's brilliant. And lots of people didn't captain Salah. They had him in the team, but they didn't captain him. So well done on that. And the points you've obviously gained there, you've obviously lost elsewhere. But you're above average, and your team's set for next week. It's all good, man.
One final question, Jason. What do you reckon Greenwood captaincy against Palace potentially?
Oh, that's risky, man. I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't do it just in case. Ollie's got a plan for Van der Beek that involves Greenwood having a position change, or possibly even reduced minutes. You just don't know. Hello, JNO. How you doing, buddy? I think Greenwood captain would be baller. It would be really baller, but I don't know if I could do it, man. I couldn't do it, especially if I had. I mean, you got. I know what you're saying. Salah, Chelsea. That's not going to be an easy fixture, but.
They say maybe Kane against Southampton.
Out of them all, I hate to say it. I don't trust Spurs with anything, but out of them all, it would be Kane. It would. But yeah, go with your gut, man. If you got a feeling Greenwood's going to do something, then who am I to tell you otherwise? Go ahead and do it. Like Vardy was my gut feeling. I went with my gut feeling with Vardy, and look what happened. Don't listen to other people. Go with what you feel.
Yeah, I agree. You'll laugh at this, actually, Jason. I took Vardy out, get Trent in.
Oh, mate. The thing is, Trent is going to be probably going to be a season keeper for a lot of people. So, he's going to score big. He's going to score big in some games, and he just had an off game, like I said. Don't feel dejected about the fact that you got 1 point from him, because most people did. Pretty much every man in his dog's
Well, yeah, 50% of people didn't.
Yeah, all good, man. JB, thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Cheers, mate.
Speak soon, dude. Take care.
You too.
Right. Who we got here? Got Crazy Jack, got Benji, got Birdio, FPL Birdio. Good evening, FPL Birdio. You're the same Birdio that we see on Twitter. Just need to unmute you, mate. How you doing, Birdio? You right?
Good, how are you?
I'm super, mate. Thanks for asking. Thanks for jumping on. Is this your first time on the calls?
It is, mate. It is. I've been watching for about a year, but thought I'd finally call in and get involved.
Awesome. Have you had a good game week, or are you in need of a bit of surgery in your team?
No, I've had a pretty good one. Posted my team at 2010. I'm on 75 points at the moment with 4 to play.
75 points with 4?
With 4 to play. I've got Werner, Havertz, Reece James and Raul Jimenez.
Wow.
It's not bad, is it?
Not bad at all, mate. It's the Salah captaincy. It's so important at nailing your captain. I mean, looking at your team, I mean, you got Lewis there, Aubameyang, Calvert-Lewin with the 8 points. You still got Jimenez, Werner to play. Havertz. I mean, Justin got you a nice couple of points as extra as well there. And what's your thoughts on the game week so far?
It was interesting. I was watching the Liverpool game last night, and I was pretty concerned by what I saw from Liverpool, to be honest. As you can see, I only went for Salah, and I have to be honest, that was really last minute, because until about an hour before the deadline, I had Rashford on the bench, and then I got the fear, and I thought I have to have Mo Salah, and I have to put the armband on him because I can't.
So who did you have starting? Who did you have starting with Rashford on the bench? Who was starting for you?
Souček.
Oh man, you've nailed it there. That decision.
Yeah, so it was. I was pretty concerned
38 point. No, well, who would you have captained if it wasn't for Salah then? Aubameyang.
Aubameyang, yeah.
Right.
I was pretty concerned though, because one thing I haven't really seen people honing in too much is the fact that Liverpool conceded 3 goals from open play at home to a newly promoted team, and all 4 of their goals came from set pieces.
Well, I was saying it during the stream that Van Dijk looked off the pace. Trent Alexander-Arnold just looked like he looked like he'd just had a 3-course meal or something before the game.
It's interesting. I honestly think I've been thinking this, all the way through the kind of quote unquote summer, because it's been a bit of a weird one, obviously, because it's such a short break. But if you're Liverpool, where do you go from here? I mean, you've won everything you can win. What's your motivation now? How do you keep this going? And we kind of saw this with Dortmund and Klopp after they won the Bundesliga. It's like, where do you find that determination? What is next for you when you've won everything? And I'm not too sure. And that's why I've only gone for Salah for one game. And I'll be honest with you, he's out this week. Well,
he's a penalty taker. That's why I'm thinking about keeping him. I can see Salah. I can see there being penalties this season more. It's. I don't know if I want to get rid of him now. I know it's easy to say that because obviously he scored a hat-trick. Are we kind of being blinkered to it? The fixtures aren't so great. Is there elsewhere that you can improve on? Is there other transfers you can make? Jimenez, there might be another issue that you might force your hand anyway. It's a bit early to say yet. Might be an injury, say, to Werner or to Jimenez. You just don't know. Who would you be switching him out to? KDB? Where's he gone? Birdio, I was halfway through talking to you then, but you left.
There we go. I have no idea what happened.
Who did you say you were switching Salah out to? KDB?
Rashford.
Oh, right. Are you going to just have a bit of money in the bank?
I'm going to have 2.5 in the bank. I'm considering a -4 to put Jimenez to Martial, but I'm going to wait until after Jimenez plays Sheffield United, because Jimenez's next game is at home to Man City, who he really likes playing against. And after that game's out the way, Wolves fixtures from game week 3 till 6 is just a sea of green.
What is it with Rashford that you've kind of like the look of?
I think he's got a point to prove in a weird way. I think he's had a bit of a stop-start year or so, and I think he's kind of come to the forefront as a human being, if you like, with a lot of the stuff that he's done in kind of politics. And I just think it's this is the year he's got to really step up and do something. I don't know, I've just got this feeling, and I like the fact that he is going up against Crystal Palace's right back, which is their weak spot, and that's the reason I've got Redmond in there, although that didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah, to be honest with you, you could have a point there. Obviously, Rashford has obviously kind of gone under the radar with the likes of Bruno stealing the limelight, Martial too, even Greenwood. The downgrade from Salah, though, I just think that might be a bit of a bridge too far. I'd be looking to go Havertz, probably Havertz. I don't know. I obviously haven't seen Chelsea play yet. You've got triple Chelsea, and Havertz is a quality player. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to downgrade Salah to anything other than another 12 million premium. I think the price tag. I think to have no Liverpool in your team might come back to haunt you. That's just my suspicion. But by all means, have your plan, play your game the right way. He's left again. Birdio, you keep leaving. What's going on, dude?
Again, it just keeps dropping out.
You're on your phone. It's your phone,
yeah,
the app is a bit buggy sometimes. It's when it closes and stuff.
It's interesting. The only reason I've gone triple Chelsea there is because I've got a plan for game week 4 to get Reece James back up to Andy Robertson.
Oh right, so you are going to get more Liverpool in then, but obviously you'll be downgrading. I've got transfers planned out in theory. I mean, obviously you never know what's going to happen, but I don't think it hurts to have a plan just in case it does go the way you want it. Yeah, that's fair enough. Good to have a plan, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Cheers, Birdio. Speak again soon, man. Buddy. Take care.
Cheers.
FPL Birdio, guys, from Twitter. Right, Crazy Jack, and Crazy Jack. You there, mate? How's it going, dude?
Great, yeah. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
Must be happy with the score, yeah.
I'm happy with my score. Are you happy with yours?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, Leeds United. Did they prove a point to you yesterday? Are they how you expected?
Mate, Meslier played outrage. Meslier played very good. I was really impressed with him. I was worried that he wasn't going to start because I thought it could have been Casilia. But granted, he's now the first. I'm happy with that. But Meslier played really well. I know he let 4 goals in, but very impressed with him. Because if you think about the goals he let in, 2 of them were penalties. One of them was a worldie from Salah. No one's going to stop the volley.
Yeah.
And then he had a save a point blank Van Dork header, which he almost saved, but it went across the line. Very happy, Meslier. He's gonna be, and he did what I didn't expect a clean sheet. He got save points, and he got 1 less than McCarthy, which is the most popular. So, and long term, very happy. He's gonna do really well.
For a defense, for the people that were saying Leeds are very defensive, very well drilled at the back, and the Beasler, and they can build attacks from the back, and they seem pretty loose, and they seem a little bit disorganised at the back. Do you think it's because they were playing against Liverpool first game of the season? They possibly were a little bit.
Yeah, no, they're a possession team. They like to play very possession. Like when Liverpool played Man City, like it was very over the top all the time because they were both playing the same type of football. They both played high lines. Normally Leeds will have the ball all the time, but obviously they're playing Liverpool. They can't get away with that stuff. But no, yeah, very and the fact is they got 3 goals in open play.
Oh no, no! Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about their attacking play. They were very impressed. I was just purely looking. Was it because the defense was left exposed a few times with the midfielders going forwards, trying to get the counter attacks, or do you think that it was because of the fact that it was the first game of the season? Obviously, they're settling in to the Premier League, and they were up against Liverpool, who are also a possession-based side.
Yeah, they're against Liverpool. They'll never. They were always destined. I reckon people always thought they were going to lose. They were very open because obviously the quality Liverpool have. But when you think about the goals they scored, besides one,
amazing goals. 100%.
Yeah, the Liverpool goals now, like the goals. Talk about, despite saying Leeds were not very good defensively, the goals they actually scored, 2 of them were penalties. Like they'll work around that. Okay, the only one which is bad defending was the Van Dijk header. No one's going to save the Salah volley. That was no one's going to say that. And then 2 penalties. How often's that? So
no, that's a fair point. It's a fair
very
point.
Happy.
Okay.
I will say though, obviously because I was on Friday, I did change last minute. Big change was Fernandez to Rashford, and someone else. Oh yeah, Saint Maximin to Bishamada. So I get Wilson in. So to boost up the front, so that kind of worked out well for me.
Mm.
But no, very happy with the team, because if I can stay at the average or above it, bearing in mind I have Rashford on the bench plus 2.5 mil. Well, I essentially 12 mil on the bench.
Mm.
That's perfect, because now I've upgraded Son to KDB. That was always going to be the plan, and yeah, very happy with that.
Cool. Stick with your plan, man.
Yeah, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I think people are overthinking Salah.
You're not worried. You're not worried.
No,
you're not concerned. Alexander-Arnold, Robertson got you 5 points between them, but at the end of the day.
No, but bear in mind, like Salah got a hat trick. Yes, 2 of them were
on
penalties.
Another week, they'll get you 20 points.
Yeah, no, but Salah got 2 penalties and he got a hat trick through 2 penalties and a worldie. How often does that happen? Like he didn't really do much. He just had 2 penalties, so I'm not worried about that.
Good points made. Cheers, Crazy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, see you.
Cheers, Jack. Cheers, mate. We'll get through as many people as possible. Charlie, how you doing, buddy? Charlie, you there, mate? Charlie, Earth to Charlie.
Hello, good evening. Sorry about that, I had to unmute. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, not bad.
How you feeling from the game week?
Yeah, it was alright. Obviously, it was a bit annoying that Leeds' main centre-back, the captain, pulled out injured, and then their defence was awful. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. 59 points with 2 to play. Can't really moan, really.
No, it's not that bad of a game week, really. You've still got the big hitters in Jimenez and Werner to play. Any sort of issues in your team that you want to address straight away? Are you going to be patient with Danny Ings, or are you going to be one of those people going to be getting him out, maybe bringing in Martial in?
I'm not sure yet. Probably may bring in Martial, because obviously he's going to be playing up front as well, isn't he? I think obviously you got the likes of Rashford, Bruno, Van der Beek going to be assisting him. But I might. This isn't panic. But I might do what I did early last year. Do an early wild card. Because last year it paid off for me. Early on. Because I think I'd done the wild card game week 3 last year.
That team doesn't deserve a wild card, mate.
Yeah, but I was just thinking of it because even last year, first what was it?
Who would you be bringing in when you wild card?
I'm not really sure. Probably.
You haven't even seen anyone really. Other than Wilson, Digne. I mean, Vardy got 2 penalties for his goals. I mean, who have you seen this week that's made you really jump in and say, right, I need him in now? You've got Aubameyang, you've got Salah, you've got Werner, who hasn't even played yet. Jimenez, who hasn't even played yet. Yeah, Danny Ings, he blanked, but, he could score next week. Questionable pick on Redmond, but other than that, it's not a wild card, is it?
Nah, not really. But
I'll wait to game week 5, mate, at the earliest. I'm doing a wild card with this team now. I mean, that's just a waste.
Yeah,
that's my opinion anyway. I think your team's solid, mate. It's got a lot of good picks in that team. I think if you wild carded, how much better is it going to be? And you're going to have a lot of the same players in. You're not realistically going to get rid of Werner. You're not going to get rid of Aubameyang. You're not going to get rid of Salah. You're not going to probably get rid of Justin. He was one of the best players for Leicester, if not the best player in my opinion. No, Newcastle have got decent fixtures. I would stick with St. Maximin too and Lascelles. No, I mean, wildcard Malark, it's just pie in the sky. I think people are doing it. I think it's a waste. They're going to regret it personally come the international break when all the transfers, that's true. Maybe a few transfers come in, maybe a few price rises to hit as well. So early days, man.
Yeah.
You could even do a -4, -8, really, if you really feel the need. But wildcard, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'll probably just keep it. I mean, like you said, it's obviously a pretty decent week. But yeah, I'll probably just have a look at a few transfers like the United and Man City boys, and then take it from there. Really.
Yeah. I mean, the argument is the only time that you would wildcard now is if you were stacking up on Man United, Man City. That would be the only reason to wildcard now. Is if you had some sort of premonition that City were going to demolish. Who are they playing?
They got Wolves. Wolves first game.
Are they going to demolish Wolves?
Probably not. Probably not, considering it's away as well.
Yeah, Wolves away. Nah, not for me. Not for me, mate. Charlie, thanks for coming on. I've got to get through a few people tonight before I go off, but cheers for coming on. You got no issues there, dude. Cheers, mate.
All right, cheers, mate. See ya.
Emilian, how you doing, buddy? First time on the stream?
Hey, Jason. I'm doing good. This isn't my first time I was here last season, but it's definitely been a while since I've been back.
It's been a while since we last season then, did we?
Yeah, last season.
Happy with your game week?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I've had a mare. It's bad.
So talk me through this. So it started off obviously pretty bad with Southampton, didn't it? The fact that McCarthy, Walker-Peters didn't get a clean sheet in that game. Yellow card for Walker-Peters, and then of course Ings blanked. Then you saw the blank with Mitrovic, Mane as well. Points basically coming from two players in Aubameyang and Justin. What's your total score at the moment?
It's at 37 with Werner to go. It just feels like I got every 50-50 wrong this game week. So I'm not too bothered by it, in all honesty. I know in a different week, Mane would have scored, Ings would have scored, Spurs would have kept a clean sheet. So I'm not too bothered about it. It's just
these names are regular point haulers in FPL. Son, Mane, Ings. You know, you can't knee jerk them out your team like others. I'm hoping that's not your plan.
Yeah, it's not. I just feel like I was unlucky rather than I have a bad team. I think the team itself is okay. I just think it was a bad game week. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it's just bad luck. Like Squid says in the chat, your team's good. You know, you come on the stream with me and Steve-O, the previewing Gameweek 1, you'd have shown me that team, and I would have said, yeah, I like it. You got some good players in there. You got a differential with Mane. You got Danny Ings. You got Mitrovic. You got Werner. All with decent fixtures. Go with it. My advice would be that. I mean, the only thing I would have said was I don't trust Spurs. However, you know, ultimately, it's your decision, isn't it? And he's got unlucky. Spurs, yeah, I think the only one I'd be looking to get rid of is maybe Son to Rashford or someone else.
Yeah, I was planning a game week 4 wild card, so I would have Spurs for their first 3 fixtures. So I'm not really looking to get them out because they have. I think it's. I'm not sure who's next. I think it's Newcastle and Southampton next to. I could be wrong, but they're fairly decent fixtures. I mean, I watched the Spurs game, and I think Son and Doherty. I mean, they were. I mean, not as involved as I would have liked, but they both still had chances to assist and to score. So it's not the end of the world. My main issue is my third defender for next week, because I'll have Doherty and Justin locked in. But I have to play Walker-Peters against Tottenham, which, after seeing the Palace game, I'm not a fan of. And it's Vinagre against City and Mitchell against United, so they all seem bad options.
They've all got bad options. A lot of people are in the same boat as you, though.
Yeah, so I currently have 0.5 in the bank, so I might do an Ings to Martial and then just take a hit and get a different defender in.
I like it.
Yeah,
a hit for a defender though. Don't know if it's needed, mate. I don't know if it's needed to take a -4 to take a 4.5 out to bring in another 4.5 or 5 million. I mean, it's at that price point you're clutching it. You're hoping for a clean sheet at best, and that's 4 points added on to 90 minutes. I mean, 2 points. I think you're going to just draw even doing that. I think it's not necessary. I mean, unless that player you bring in has got decent fixtures going forward, I don't think it's necessary to do that. I think
you're right.
I think you're doing a transfer for the sake of doing a transfer and taking a point hit. It's unnecessary.
I think I might just do Inks Martial if I do a transfer. So I'm not going to take. I'm not going to wild card.
Inks to Martial. If you got a 0.5 in the bank, I like that transfer. I do.
Yeah.
Stick with Son another game week or so. See how they go. You've committed with Spurs now. If you are going to do an early wildcard game week 4 and 5, you can sort those issues out. Then I certainly wouldn't necessarily be taking hits. Just that, with these players that you've got, I wouldn't be taking hits. I mean, they're good players. Okay, Southampton didn't perform, yes, but no, don't take -4s, mate. Yeah, it's fine, dude.
I knew it was going to be risky before game week 1 to have triple Southampton and double Spurs. So I just have to bite the bullet and hold on for another couple of weeks until I wild card.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. We're going to bring on another caller. Thanks for
Thank you for having
being part
me.
of it. Yeah, thanks. Maybe speak to you next season. No, a million. Come back on, man. Whenever you want, I'll get you back on. Cheers, dude.
Okay.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you.
We've got a few of the regulars in the chat. We've got Paulie. Good evening, Paulie. How you doing, buddy?
Jason, how are you?
Well, you know how I am, Paulie. You were with me live when we saw the masterclass from Jamie Vardy. But how are you, more importantly?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm actually quite happy. It's the first time in a few seasons I've actually had a good game week 1. So
a good game week 1. You had a storm over game week 1. Tell everybody about it.
Well, I basically had Aubameyang as my captain up until about 10 minutes before deadline, and then everyone in Hangouts told me to change it to Salah, so I did that. Yeah, it was the alley that I didn't really like, but he got brought off at half-time, didn't he? And
yeah, was it for U4?
Sissoko,
wasn't it? Yeah.
Mourinho, I couldn't really make sense of his interview because Mourinho said it was something to do with Everton playing like 3 defensive-minded midfielders. So I took out the alley and then put Sissoko in the same position Ali were playing.
I think Mourinho's losing the plot. I really do. I don't understand it. I think he's trying to be a bit clever. Don't know. Not for me, I'm afraid. That's a big red flag for me, Ali. Obviously, there at one point, I know a lot of people were bigging him up. They saw the All or Nothing documentary and they thought better things from him, but sorry, not for me.
Yeah.
So is he the one that's going to be making way?
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. I've got 1.5 million in the bank, so I can go Ali straight.
Easy move.
I can go Ali straight to Rashford.
Yeah.
I could also my other transfer. I will go into do Aubameyang down to either KDB or Sterling. But I don't know which game week to do that one in.
Well, and don't do
one
a
of
hit
them
for
will
it.
be game week 2.
Don't take
one
him
will
on
be
as
game
full
week
for
2.
it.
One of them will be game week 2. One of them will be game week 3. I just don't know which order to do it in.
Ali to Rashford game week 2. Aubameyang to Sterling game week 3 seems good to me, man.
Yeah, and the other one that I was thinking of as well, I could do Mitrovic to Aguero or Aubameyang to Rashford. But that would mean Alexander-Arnold down to Robertson.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that, because what will happen is Aguero will be on the bench. Jesus starts. Aguero will come on in the 70th minute for 20 minutes and get 1 point. I would be waiting. I'll be waiting to see the fitness levels of Aguero, how many minutes he plays. Give it at least a couple of weeks sample data before we even know that. For me, Aguero is a big target for me on an early wild card, possibly game week 5 international break. I will be considering it big time. But yeah, your team's fine. You've had a good game week. You don't need to come on the Sunday surgery, Paulie. You're doing good, man. You're just here to gloat. There's people in here that's got 36 points, 37 points, and there's you with 72. Well done, buddy.
Still not as much as you, though, is it?
Oh, shush. Catch you later, Paulie.
See you later.
Cheers, mate. We've got a few other people waiting in the waiting room here. We've got Benji there. Benji, good evening, Benji. Can you hear me? Benji, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, Benji? For a man that speaks a lot in the Hangouts, I'm surprised you're still quiet. You got yourself muted. In a 3. And a 2. And a 1. Benji's AFK, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring on Ghazali. Ghazali, how you doing, buddy?
Alright, 2 seconds. There we go. Before I show you, I'm gonna say one thing. I kept my promise.
You kept your promise. Like, my memory is like a goldfish, Kazali, right?
Look who's starting.
Hang on.
It's that man.
Oh my god. He's there. For all to see, Burr.
Yes.
Very quickly, before we continue talking about your team, I have to say a massive thank you to somebody that's decided to super chat. I just completely blown my mind that someone decides to spend £10 on this content. Pretty new to the show, but a great setup, top work. Would love to call in and chat about my team, but I'm not sure how to do it, if I'm honest. Lol, get that shed built. Matt Cousins. It's very easy. So you can either go on your phone, you can go on your laptop, you can go on your PC. You just go to Discord. You can go on the browser, which I wouldn't recommend. It's bugged. I'll download the app. It's free to download. Copy, paste the invite link, which can be found in the description, into a browser. Boom, opens it up. You're straight in. Question mark agree in the welcome screen, or exclamation mark agree, and it unlocks the server for you to stop bots, basically. And there you go, you come straight on. And if you're not quite sure when you're in the Discord what to do, one of the many mods can help you out, Matt. But thank you ever so much for that donation. And the shed is in the pipeline, guys. The shed is the plans. For those of you watching the stream thinking, what is he on about, shed? Basically, I'm in the kitchen at the moment. For those who don't know, got a fridge behind me. It's handy when I want to get a beverage, but other than that, my wife's locked out of the kitchen for a couple of hours every day. So I want to get a shed built at the bottom of the garden where I can set up, make a proper studio with a table, with graphics, with cool lighting and all the jazz. But that's the dream, guys. That's the dream. But anyway, back to the point, and the point is that Ghazali's called in today, and he made a promise to start Burr in his team. He's done so. Are you confident that Burr's going to start for Wolves?
0% now because of what people said about Adama, but I really hope Adama doesn't start right back. I feel like that's a problem for Wolves.
You've had a stormer of a game week, haven't you? 73 points. Captain Salah, you must be loving life. Why are you deciding to come on the surgery if you're...
it's just fun to call in.
Just fun to call in.
Yeah. The only thing that's the only thing I was disappointed by. I was thinking of starting Rashford at the bench and dropping Kane. Should have done that in hindsight.
What are you going to do with him?
He's most likely getting flipped for Martial, and then I don't know. Then I have 2 million in the bank, and I don't know what to do. I'm very tempted to get Lucas Moura. Yeah. He was really good for Spurs.
Lucas Moura?
Yeah. I really liked him. Even though he didn't do something.
I'm sorry, but I can't condone. I'd rather have... Jack G said William in the chat. I'd rather have William than Lucas Moura.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
I wouldn't touch Spurs, mate. Sorry, I wouldn't go anywhere near Spurs. There's too unpredictable for me. You don't know what the minutes they're going to play. The fixture congestion is quite there, and also I think there's better assets at the same price points elsewhere. Personally, that Kane would be a wait and see for the next few game weeks, and then that Kane would be Aguero for me.
Yeah, I'm right now. Either I'm dropping Kane, or I'm holding him, or I'm dropping Kane and then also switching Anguissa to Foden. That's the plan. Okay, well, stick with your plan, dude. Thanks for calling in, Kazali, man. I appreciate it. Excellent game week, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks for streaming. Good luck. Cheers, dude. Speak soon. Kazali there with a amazing 73 points this game week. Ridiculously good. With still Werner and Burr to play. Oh, I didn't ask him who he's got first on the bench, actually. Kazali, if you're tuning in, who have you got first on the bench? So we'll quickly say hello to everyone in the chat as well. I am reading your comments every now and again as I'm scrolling through. But yes, we have got good numbers tonight. Over 700 people tuning in. We've got people in on Facebook Live, Periscope, and elsewhere. T22 needs surgery. I'll get him in a minute, Thomas. Benji. I'll try and get you in, Benji, but you're quiet on me. Are you saving Kane? That's a good question. People who have got Kane in their team, are you saving him for one more week? When you got him in,
You can't have just given him one game week, surely. When you brought him in, where's Steve-O? He's asleep, Colm. He starts work at 3 a.m. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Right, let's go and bring in T22. Good evening, T22. You're live on the air with myself, Jason, on the Elite FPL podcast. How you doing?
Yeah.
I've been told T22...
well, I definitely need surgery. That's for sure.
Need a bit of surgery in your team.
Yeah. So.
Let me find your
27
team.
points this week.
Oh. Let me bring your team. Yeah, dude, you listen to me on the Discord, or you listen to me on the stream? Because mute the stream.
I can't hear you.
Mute the stream and unmute Discord. Right, 27 points T22 has got this week. 10 below the average.
I can't hear you.
It's fine. Just disconnect. It's fine, dude. I'm going to quickly look at your team anyway. T22. McCarthy, Alexander-Arnold, Doherty, Vinagre to play, Havertz to play, Saint-Maximin with 3, Son 2, Aubameyang as his vice captain with 7, Captain Werner. Well, the thing is, his captain's yet to play. I mean, you could get a decent points from Werner. I'll try bringing him in one more time. T22, you there? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
This is sorry.
Hello, can you hear me? Oh,
sorry,
T22. There's obviously a bug. There's obviously a bug somewhere in the connection. But obviously T22. If you are listening on the stream, your team very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. You've still got Havertz, Werner as your captain to play. Might be able to scrape the average come the end of the weekend, or the end of the game week, I should say. I wouldn't be too dejected. Your team's good. Don't make rash decisions unless it's Son to Rashford. You see what I did there, guys? Don't make rash decisions unless it's Son to Rashford. That's a good rash decision to make. Let's bring on one more caller, and that would be... We'll try Benji one more time, because Benji has been waiting. Benji, you there?
Yeah, I'm in.
You are the final caller for tonight.
Ooh,
only because we're strapped for time. It's supposed to be a short stream tonight due to the fact that I've been streaming all day, essentially. But yeah, how you doing, man? How's your game week been?
Doing great. My game week was on and off. I was panicking yesterday, and now I'm quite calm. So in the end, I think I'm okay.
McCarthy in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Tierney, Digne, Egan, Digne, eh? Wow, nice one. Egan, Aubameyang, Pulisic, Maximin, Ings, Wilson, Werner. Yeah, Werner captaincy to play tomorrow. You've got 40 odd points, 41 points. Yeah, it'd be well above average, I think, this game week for you.
I'm really pleased with Digne. We were in the Hangouts and I went mad. Because all game Richarlison hadn't been passing to Digne when he was in such good spots, and then he just needed that one set piece, and I was so happy.
I've got a massive respect for you for playing Digne, to be honest with you, because a lot of people kind of writ off Everton in that game. I did mention that I think that the signings that they made in midfield would turn them into a slightly different beast. It seemed, I didn't watch the game, but it seemed that was the case. They did seem a lot better in midfield and attacking wise. Do you think that they're here to stay, Everton? Do you think they could be the dark horse and possibly break into the top 6?
I mean, I watched the Ancelotti AC team. I watched the Bayern Ancelotti team. I watched the Napoli Ancelotti team. They're playing the exact same way, and they played really well. Had loads of possession. I know that Tottenham's not really a possession team, but even so, they played well. James Rodriguez passing the ball like he's, in his teenage years again. 19, young. I don't know how old he is now, but he's just passing. His passing was so good, and could be a good asset in the future. So that's one player I'm looking at, sort of. But the big boy, DCL. Shout out to King Kun, the boy, DCL. Yeah, exciting times for Everton.
Yeah, fair play to people who also own DCL. Some people, dare I say it, I saw in the preview had him on the bench. Would you believe it? I hope they didn't stick with that. Yeah, they had him on the bench. I don't know why. I was hoping that it was just a draft. I hope it was just a draft that he never stuck with. But hello to the guys. If you're new to the show, Callum Davey and everyone else, hello to you guys. Rashford injured. I haven't heard if he's injured, but I mean, I could be wrong. I've not heard anything on that. But no, your team, Benji. I mean, you've got a lot to look forward to, mate. Considering you didn't own Salah.
Yeah, and that's when I was sort of panicking because I was thinking, oh God, here we go again. Vardy's got penalties, Salah's got penalties, goals now, and it's like, and then I've sort of thought it through today with the Digne pick. It's worked out. I thought it through. You know, Salah and Vardy are not getting penalties every week. If Salah didn't get those 2 penalties, he would have had 1 goal, and if Vardy didn't get any penalties, he would have had no goals, and everybody would have been like, oh, get rid of Salah. So I'm not jumping the gun, and I still have 4 million in the bank, so I can
4 million in the bank.
Yeah, so I've got 3 different sort of options I can go to. So St. Max to Rashford, I can go Ings to Martial and take a hit to get Aguero for Wilson, but Wilson did well, so I can also do the big one. The big one that's in my mind is possibly Ings to Martial, but I might. This is the crazy part. I might even save my transfer.
Do you need to do it? Do you need to?
Yeah,
do it?
exactly. This is what I was saying.
Are you doing it because you've got 4 million in the bank? That's the question.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
I think wait and see. You might have an issue to sort out by the end of the game. Who knows? By the next game week. So
I was my original plan was Ings to Martial, and then if anybody really, really impressed me, that was like say like a £6 million player, I would move him up from St. Max. But the only person that's impressed me is Rodriguez. So essentially, my original plan was Ings to Martial, but I might even save my transfer. I don't even know. So I got to do a lot of thinking from now till next week.
Food for thought. Thank you, Benji. Thanks for coming on the show, dude. Appreciate it. I've been told to take a look at number 1 in the world. I don't know why that is the case, but I will do so. I haven't looked at it. Let's have a quick look. Overall, number 1 in the world. Whoa. 133 points. Bench boost played. Schmeichel in goal. Castagna, what the on earth? Van Dijk holding. Keita with 1 point. He's going to feel silly about that. Salah captain. Aubameyang, Zaha, Wilson, Vardy, Batshuayi. Oh my God. 15 points. Gabriel on the bench. Still got Ramsdale to play. Souček and Mitchell there as well. Beautiful. Look at that, guys. That's how you play FPL. Bench boost game week 1. 133 points. Unbelievable. Guys, hope you enjoyed it today. Bit of shorter stream than normal, but we've had a few callers on. We'll try and get some more on as well in the week. We'll be back, definitely back in on Thursday evening for the preview of Game Week 2. Anything different, check our Twitter, be on our Discord. Because if you haven't had a voice this evening, you can have a voice in our Discord, which is always open for everybody in voice channels. Pretty much all day today, we've had people in the Hangout voice channels just listening in or having their say on their team. Thank you for being a part of it, guys. But thank you for being a part of our community. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Help us get to our next goal of 6,000 subscribers. And I will see you on Thursday night. Have a good one, guys.